Hi, today I'm going to be talking about the feminist theories and what it is. It was created halfway through the 20th century and focuses mostly on the impact that sex and gender has on behavior, and specifically from the point of view of women. This theory came to be because it was observed that there were gender biases where male behavior was considered the norm and like standard for human behavior, and if women acted differently, then they were labeled as deviant. This theory argues for change so that the needs of everyone are met. Because of this, the discipline feminist theories belongs to is sociology. Sociology is the study of how society shapes people's lives through different factors like culture, traditions, and institutions. And the feminist theories fit within sociology because it looks at how society specifically influences the gender roles of women. Feminist theories explains how there are different inequalities in households within families. A lot of the time, different roles are given out to family members based on their gender. A feminist theorist called John Stuart Mill argued in his book, The Subjection of Women, that women clean the house, cook the food, do laundry, and men make the money, pay bills, protecting family are roles that have been shaped by society over periods of time and are not actually natural. These roles can place women and girls in households that put them at a heavy disadvantage because it limits them from being independent and finding opportunities because they become financially dependent on the man in the house. So, while there are many strengths and limitations of feminist theories, I will only be discussing one of each. One strength of feminist theories is it challenges gender inequalities and shows how prejudiced women are in their households and exposes the patriarchal standards, which brings attention to issues that often get overlooked. On the other hand, a limitation is that it receives backlash from people who feel threatened by traditional gender roles changing, which slows down the move for change. An example of feminist theory being shown in real life is unfair school dress codes. At my old school, it was a Christian private high school, and the dress codes were different depending on the gender you belonged to. Boys wore shorts all the time and didn't get an eyelash batted at them, but when girls wore skirts or shorts the same length, they were often dress coded or judged by their classmates. This connects to feminist theories because it shows how social and gender expectations are enforced differently, as the bodies of girls were always more closely watched while boys got nothing with the same amount of skin showing. I think this theory is interesting because its ideas are still very common and rampant in many parts of the world, such as the Middle East, and less rampant in other parts, but still has an effect everywhere and in everything. From politics to Hollywood, gender roles still shape how people get treated by society.